Hello, Pisces. Welcome to your weekly reading for May 12th to the 18th. This is for Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to jump right into it. Pisces, what a week we are here. You see that there are a little bit less aspects than normal. Remember, we're moving past all those intense energies that were happening in April, March, and now full moon in Scorpio. So these aspects, listen, sure, there's few, but they are mighty. And this is definitely going to be a big week of endings for faded new beginnings. And to be honest, a lot of healing that you will be doing, likely shadow work if you choose to do so. Now, like every week, we'll go over a lot of things I didn't talk about, your monthly forecast. I'm going to tell you some other things that maybe you're not going to hear from other people, because I'm going to bring in some asteroids, planetoids. But remember, there's no retrogrades. There's no nothing. The only thing is Pluto, but Pluto's far out there. That's all about inner transformation. Anyway, let's kick it off. May 12th. Actually, even before May 12th, by the way, here's the thing. I know I dropped these forecasts a little bit earlier than the week. You will start feeling this full moon like Saturday, Sunday, as you do with most full moons anyway, because they have that impact. But we do have, let's just say, T-square fixed energy, moon in Scorpio, opposite Mercury and Taurus, squaring Pluto and Aquarius over the weekend. So just throwing that out there. We will talk about that, but you will start feeling it now. May 12th, this is it. 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's New York City time, my time, if you want to convert that to wherever you live in the world. Full moon in Scorpio. It's at 22 degrees. Now, a couple things here. It's a full moon. Right? So it's a full moon in Scorpio. There can be a little bit of emotional intensity, as I mentioned in your, monthly forecast, because we are talking about Scorpio energy, right? Now, when I say a little bit of emotional intensity, that can be passion. It's where you direct that energy. But the thing about this full moon, endings, completion, turning points, as we know, that happens with full moons. But the biggest theme here, the biggest theme of all, is truth coming to light. As we know, full moons illuminate, okay? But this is a Pluto-ruled full moon. Remember, Pluto is ruler of the underworld. He has that depth. I talked about Pluto being all the way out there. He doesn't get no sun he didn't get any sunlight. So we're talking about Pluto has that dark side. That's why I always say things are coming to the surface, right? And so with this full moon for you, you will be going deep, okay? For things to come to the surface, things being illuminated, whether that is secrets, revelations, maybe confessions, maybe it's not you, maybe it's someone within your world, okay? And it doesn't have to be a big thing. It's happening in your 9th house. And so for you, particularly Pisces, 9th house is spirituality. It's your belief system. It's how you see things. So you, out of all the signs, will probably have the biggest shift in the way that maybe your philosophies, again, your perspective. Now, the 9th house is also broadcasting. It's also publishing. So you could be finishing a book. You could be maybe even starting something. With full moons, there's always new beginnings, right? Education is going to be one of the biggest things here because we are in Taurus season, all right? And so there may be you thinking about going back to school. Maybe you're graduating from something. Maybe you're becoming a teacher, and maybe not even a traditional role. Maybe you're just become someone wiser. You become maybe even a role model in some way, shape, or form. Okay, so just keep that in mind. All in all, it is transformation. Travel is going to be a big thing. Maybe some of y'all are coming back from a trip or planning a trip or seeing someone from a trip. Okay, now remember, this is all about transformation. Okay, and I said it's 22 degrees. A Sabian symbol just happens to be metamorphosis. Okay, animal to spirit. Okay, you can even think caterpillar to butterfly. Phoenix rising from the ashes. That's what this is. But I got to tell you about 22 degrees. Two things here. 22 is a master number. We know that. Many of you, maybe your life path number, 22 is just having this deep connection with the ether, being a force to be reckoned with, this unlimited potential. 22 is the master builder. which requires creativity and tenacity and discipline and leadership and, the right confidence, right? To bring your dreams to reality. Being the builder, the engineer of your life journey. Okay? That's what's going to be happening here. Now, just by chance or coincidence, or is it? No, because those don't exist. Those are winks from the universe. 22 degrees in astrology is the Capricorn degree. Okay? Cardinal degree, the Capricorn degree, the hardworking, disciplined, tenacious leadership degree. You can break 22 down to 4 if you want to. 2 + 2 = 4. What is that? Structure, hardworking, discipline, foundation building. So you already see a big theme here for this full moon for you. There's something really being illuminated for you. And I really want you to trust your intuition with this full moon. The moon is intuition, Scorpio energy, intuition. So Capricorn is Saturn ruled. Remember, Saturn is with the North Node. There's an element of karma and life lessons. And I want you to think about 6 months ago. I want you to think about November 1st, 2024, when Pluto was in Capricorn. Yeah? Before we moved into Aquarius. When we had the corresponding new moon in Scorpio. What happened that week? The first 2 weeks of November. Here's the climax. Here's the turning point. Okay? And remember, there could have been something with your future hopes, wishes, your dreams. There could have been something here, with a friendship or group you belong to or a community that you belong to. It can be your LinkedIn community. It doesn't matter. Whatever resonates with you. Okay? The other thing is Taurus season. So there is still this sense of learning something, education, because the sun is in Taurus. It's going to be opposite the moon in Scorpio. Remember, the moon is a rock. It reflects the sun. And so the sun in Taurus is in your 3rd house. So there's something here about communication, travel, as well as education, being a teacher, learning something, launching a business, being curious about doing something. Fuel that curiosity. Fuel it, please, okay? Please be inspired. Now, the other thing is these 2 signs, Taurus and Scorpio, rule the money houses in the zodiac wheel and a level of relationship. So, yes, money, finances, investments, investors, inheritance, all of that on the table. Okay? The other thing is, you see Uranus, the kazimi that's happening on the 18th. You see everything here that's happening on the 18th. Well, you're going to feel it this entire week. Okay? And we'll talk about that. These are slow. We'll talk about it. You're already feeling it now. You started feeling this week. Because I dropped this, if you're watching it before the week begins, all right? But you're definitely feeling it this week. And as I said, with the Uranus kazimi, that's in Taurus. Taurus is the finance sign. You could have a surprise windfall. That you just never know with Uranus, okay? Now, I'm going to say vibrate at a high frequency, right? Please do, especially with this full moon, all right? You know how the law of attraction works. I don't have to walk you through that, but remember what I said. It's a Pluto-ruled full moon in Scorpio, right? It can have that like depth and that, let's say that darkness, all right? And not in a weird way, but you know what I mean. Here's the thing. The reason I'm harping on this is because 22 degrees isn't always a cakewalk. It's not the easiest degree. And so if you're in those low energy frequencies, harder to attract the things that you want. That's why I say this is all about not only letting go, but doing that shadow work to let those parts go too, okay? For your transformation. Remember, this is all about transformation. So what do I mean by that? Shadow work and letting things go. Patterns, habits, relationships, jobs. What doesn't serve you well? Use your spirituality, your intuition. That's where it is for you. Yeah. Remember, the death card in tarot is Scorpio. Transformation, out with the old, in with the new. That's what's happening right now. Most importantly, what is it that you want? Let that be illuminated. What is your truth? That is the big thing here. Okay. So keep that in mind. It's all about frequency. It's all about your transformation. Remember, transformation comes from within. Doubling down on that with Pluto retrograde. That's all about inner transformation. So, and that is in your 12th house. So you are going to be going deep. All right. And it's great. You're the native ruler of the 12th house. You're comfortable there. I hope, did you see your last week's reading when I talked about hemisync? That's going to help. That's going to be really great. Now, the moon, like I said, will be opposite Uranus, the great awakener, right? Change, breakthroughs, freedom. That's what's happening. So this is liberating. Whatever's happening here, it's liberating. That's why I want you to use it. I always say use these aspects. Don't let them use you. There could be something unexpected that happens around this full moon. It is a full moon. I mean, there could be something surprising, unexpected with home, with family, with loved ones, with, female figure. There could be something, especially with, again, travel. There could be something here with maybe you're planning a trip and then you just got a job offer at your dream job. So now you got to postpone the trip. Like things like that. Unexpected things like that, could happen. But just remember, you want to use these aspects. Okay, you want to make those changes and have those breakthroughs because Uranus is all about revolution and freedom, like I said, as is Pluto in Aquarius. So just keep that in mind. Now you see Mercury square Pluto. I'm not going to go into too much detail. I talked about this in your monthly forecast, but just remember if you work with this energy, you get over this little speed bump. Just remember what I said. What's waiting for you 2 weeks later, okay? Mercury is the mind. As we know, Pluto is very psychological, very forensic. This is all part of your transformation and growth, and you can go really deep here, especially you. Pisces, because Pluto and Aquarius, like I said, your 12th house. What is the 12th house? Everything that's beyond the physical plane. It is spirituality. It's healing. It's your subconscious. Yeah? It is. And what is the subconscious? It's where we store our memories. So remember, identifying any patterns, things that we're just like, I've been holding on to this. It's time to let it go. I've outgrown it. And Mercury square Pluto can add to the intensity of this full moon, therefore increasing the probability of things coming to the surface, revelations, secrets, even within you, digging deep to get to the bottom of things for you. And I'm harping on this because Pluto, again, in your 12th house, the lower expressions of the 12th house would be self-sabotage. It would be hidden enemies. Yeah, maybe there's someone that you believe is truly supporting you, whereas, in fact, your intuition's been telling you no, but you've just been fighting that. You're like, no, they're truly on my side. This is when the moon's going to illuminate. You're going to be like, actually, I was right. You know what I mean? Like things like that. All right. So, and again, every Pisces is different. That may not be the literal case for you, but just trust your intuition. Don't be afraid to go deep. Be the phoenix rising from the ashes. Okay. Just, you are such an intuitive sign. Scorpio, fellow water sign, such an intuitive sign. The moon is intuition. There's a very high degree of gut instincts around this time. So trust your instincts and do that shadow work for healing. Remember, Pluto retrograde in Aquarius is healing. Now, Mercury is in Taurus. So when Mercury, and that's your 3rd house. This is why I am spending a little bit more time with you, because Mercury in Taurus is your 3rd house of communication. So who's going to feel this a lot? It may be you. Yeah. Mercury in Taurus can be a little inflexible, resistant, especially in thinking. It can be even like extreme with Pluto here, that, dark side. There can be fighting words, thoughts, even power struggles, jealousy. Those are themes that can come up around this day in love or work or family, wherever you feel it. Okay. It can turn out to be very, reality bites, or the proposal, whatever, you get it. It just, there is something here where it's like, okay, this aspect is asking and, pushing you in the direction, or everybody, because the collective feels this, of too much control, too much power, especially in relationships or money. Right? Remember, Taurus is a finance sign, and it's in your third house. What does that mean? There could be something here with siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins, neighbors, something with travel, short distance travel. There could be something here with communication. Okay? That's a third house. It's so be mindful about, the way that we're communicating. This is, by the way, very, like troll energy. The internet trolls are the third house, by the way, is the internet. So internet trolls are going to be out to play because Mercury square Pluto, that energy is very, I refuse to do shadow work. I'm always right. I'm not going to change. And I'm going to put all my darkness on this, in social media, chats, comment, whatever it is. Remember, trolls stay hidden. What I talk about Pluto, the darkness, right? So they're in the shadows. And also, like, bots are on the rampant. It's such a weird, right? So just be mindful. This is happening on the day of the Scorpio full moon. Remember, Scorpio is a scorpion, the stinger. The stingers can come out. Keep them in. All right. Always be responsive, not reactive. You're on a karmic journey. You create your reality. All right. Use this aspect to empower yourself. That's what it is. Okay. You can use this aspect. It's great for leadership. It's great for really big, like, concentration. It's empowering. It's very psychic, to be honest. Psychic, intuitive, very sharp energy, and, empowering others. Really good, like, BS filter. Like, no one can deceive you when you're using this at that higher expression. Okay. I think I said last in your monthly forecast, I have this in my birth chart. I was born with Mercury square Pluto. I'm living proof that you can use this, and it for the greater good. And so that's why I'm just saying, vibrate at the high frequency to be the best version of yourself. If should there be anything around this time, because it is during a full moon where things are illuminated. So there can be a little bit of, fighting words that go around. So, when I say high frequency, that's love, that's compassion, that's kindness, that's gratitude. Okay. And so I'm telling you this, Pisces, because there is a possibility that people can try to bring you down into their low energy frequency. But what do I always say? Pull them out of it. Okay. That's karma. All right. That's frequent. That's the greater good. And so I talked about shadow work, right? Look at what's happening over the weekend. You got Saturn with the North Node. Yeah. You got Pluto retrograde, as I mentioned. And then you get Jupiter. Yeah. Your ruler, right? Your traditional ruler squaring the nodes and sextiling Chiron. And so that's just when they perfect. You're going to feel it all week. And we'll talk about that in a second, but you're just feeling that ramp up. And don't forget, you got the South Node in Virgo too. So that's just, getting rid of the perfectionist, hard on myself, self-critical, that type of energy. We're letting all that go. Okay. It does rule the nervous system, right? The Virgo rules the nervous system and is Mercury ruled. And so you've got the Uranus kazimi at play as well. There could be a little bit like restlessness. That's all I'm saying. And that's a sign like, okay, there's something inside me that I got to just let this go. I got to have this breakthrough. I've got to, ascend. All right. So don't be afraid to go deep. Be in touch with your emotions. It's okay to cry. It's okay to shout. It's like at walls or, because, we're built as human beings for a reason. We have a range of emotions for a reason. We have to feel all those, even low energy frequencies to grow. But you just don't want to get stuck there. Okay? That's what healing is. That's what growth is. And making room for all the amazing new things that, remember, what's happening next week, which you're going to be feeling this week. So spend time in nature. Get a massage, go treat yourself. Now, the other thing is, we are going to talk about this in the second spread a lot more. Well, one last thing why this full moon is going to be so powerful. Really, really powerful is the Juno, who we talked about. I bring her up a lot, okay? Will be conjuncting the moon, the full moon. and Scorpio, like a conjunction. So Juno, an asteroid, right? A Roman goddess of marriage who complements Venus, linked to Libra, therefore represents relationships, partnerships, contracts. She fights for justice in this, right? Fidelity, infidelity, betrayal, legal matters, personal relationships, all of that. That's Juno, giving you a lot of power, even wealth. Even wealth. Okay, so adding another layer, another dynamic in relationships, situationships, whatever it is, right? Work stuff, whatever resonates with you. Whatever resonates with you. But use this. She's giving you a lot of power for that justice, for that truth and justice. Okay? Why is this a big deal? Because Juno just happens to be negotiating with the North Node that you know is in your sign. Okay? It's a tight trine there. So there's a lot of truth coming to light and justice for you, but you've got to take that action, right? All right. So, and then remember what I said, November 1st, what happened back then? Well, 2 days after November 1st with a new moon in Scorpio, Juno just happened to move into Scorpio and then moved into Sagittarius. And then I think it was 2 weeks ago. Was it 2 weeks ago? Moved back into Scorpio. So what are the chances? She was there for the new moon. She's come back to help you for the full moon in Scorpio. All right. Now, last thing, Saturn is still, like I said, with the North Node. And your sign. You're feeling this. And this is going to be strong until next week. So remember, Saturn's asking you, what is the structure that you're building for your destiny, your mission statement, your purpose? Remember, he's making things easy for you now. You want to use this. He's with Sirius, who we talked about last week. Okay, we talked about Sirius, planetoid. So Saturn, it was Sirius, and with the North Node all conjuncting, sextiling Uranus and Taurus. What? So this is a big deal because Saturn and Uranus are working together, especially with, their group of friends working together for this new vision for you. Uranus, remember, is breakthrough and innovation, great at rebuilding. And I say rebuilding because Uranus is going to break things down, okay? For your breakthrough. Pluto is going to break things down for your breakthrough, all right? Remember, even Neptune, which moved into Aries, Neptune, your modern ruler. Now that Neptune's in a new sign in Aries, Neptune dissolving your old vision. So that area of your chart, you are leaving that. All right. Remember, you're part of this big change this year. Very forward movement. It's going to be a big thing, and we'll talk more about this in the second spread. Sirius, by the way, remember, self-care, nurturing, motherhood, divine feminine. We'll talk about the second spread, but remember, Saturn does have a sense of authority with this full moon. Okay. One of the reasons why I'm harping on Saturn so much, just to let you know, the moon will be in Capricorn the entire weekend. Yeah. That's your 11th house of your hopes, your wishes, your future dreams and long-term goals and visions. So that's why Saturn's a big deal for you this week. Okay. Because Saturn is Capricorn's ruler. We'll talk about in the second spread. And the fact, one last thing. Remember, Saturn is leaving your sign, Pisces, next week, moving into Aries. Okay. And you know what he's doing? Same thing Neptune is. He's saying old structures, patterns, ways of thinking, systems, leave it in the past. Saturn saying, I'm in a new house. I'm in a new place in your chart, and we're going to build something here. Right? So again, this is a week out with the old, in with the new. Saturn's moving into Aries, our second house of self-worth, self-value, building that confidence, and Money, money, money. All right? It's a big deal. May 16th, by the way, Ceres, the asteroid, she's going to move into Aries. So, can we just talk about this for 1 second? Ceres, who's in your sign right now, that you've been feeling, all about that maternal energy, paternal energy, that nurturing, self-nurturing, but for others as well, agriculture as well. There maybe has been something with food as well. Ceres, who was in your sign as of February, just moved into your sign in February, just in time for that once a lifetime alignment, right? 6-planet, 7-planet conjunction with the North Node in your sign over that 0 degree point in March. You remember that in your birthday season? And that was that big wave that you were riding, okay? And Ceres just now happens to join Saturn and Neptune moving into Aries at the same time too. So at this point, I just have to make this clear, Pisces. At this point, that's not coincidence, or is it, right? You see that there is a higher power here helping you, guiding you, steering you in this new direction. So I really love this, and things are changing for you. All right. And don't forget, next week, and I'm bringing this up because you're going to feel it really strongly, especially the second half of this week, Venus trine Mars, Sun sextile Saturn, still in your sign, the last gasp before Saturn moves into Aries. All right. So just keep that in mind. We'll talk about it next week. There's a lot of money stuff happening for you. Now, if you're a cross watcher, if you watch for your rising, your moon, or for your sister, or for your brother, or for your husband, whoever it is, your pet turtle. Fixed signs, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius. You're going to feel this day the most. If you know your birth chart, your natal chart, and remember, I'm giving this a wider orb because of Uranus. If you have planets between 20 to 27 degrees in any of the fixed signs I just mentioned, or Virgo, or Pisces, or Capricorn, because of Saturn, and that completes all the earth signs, you will feel this. All right. Now, oh yeah, you're gonna have career stuff too. The moon's gonna be in Sagittarius. We'll talk about that in the second spread. But anyway, friendship stuff. I want you to be social, especially over the weekend. May 17th, you got Mercury square Mars. Can we talk about this? Can we just for a hot second, Pisces? You know I love y'all. I talked about this in your monthly forecast, but let me just remind you, this is another once a year, on average, rare. You're definitely going to feel it days before. You will feel it days after. It will amplify the Uranus kazimi. And so Mercury square Mars is very penetrating. Mars is like a laser, all right? There's Mars is in Leo. Don't forget that. And so with a square like this, it can bring out those lower expressions of pride and ego and all about me, and being reckless, like weaponizing the powers of Mercury, as in like words and thoughts. Words can be exchanged around this time. Tempers, being impulsive, hasty, rushing into decisions, not thinking before you speak, jumping into conclusions without having the details, competitive energy. That's Mercury square Mars. All right. So just keep that in mind. You can use this. Yeah. Be direct, but be diplomatic. It's also, let's listen, right? Because once again, you, out of all the signs, it's just you, Pisces, you, where Mercury is in Taurus in your third house of communication. Speaking with people, interacting with people, all right? And writing, researching, but also Mercury is the mind, thoughts going through your head. And this can be, right? So this is a time, like I said, just remember Saturn, which is karma, is with the North Node, your fate, your destiny, in your sign. In your sign, okay? So if you're not seeing eye to eye with someone, you know what to do. I've already told you, okay? If you're in line, right, at that roller coaster that you want to get on, okay? But the ride operator, he looks at you and says, you can't wear Tevas. You can't wear Tevas on this. Are you going to throw your Tevas at that person? Are you going to smile and say, okay, another time, thank you, okay? And then you go to another ride, and because you were vibrating at the high frequency, it turns out that other ride, that ride operator is your soulmate. Or you get on the ride, sitting next to you is Jennifer Aniston, who says, I want you in my next movie. You guys see how this works? Do you see how this works? Okay, so it's just all about vibrating at the high frequency. All right? Anyway, you can use this physically, like I said, exerting that energy. Don't hold things in. All right? Do some gardening, do some karate, do some tai chi, ride a motorcycle, Pisces. You love that. That's your thing. Do some karaoke, whatever you want to do. Nature. Spend time in nature, though. All right. Now, the other thing that I was going to say for this about you is that Mercury will be. This is most likely going to be the workplace. All right. Colleagues, employees, bosses. Colleagues, employees, bosses, clients, things like that. Okay. It is your sixth house where Mars is at. And health. It could be with a doctor, personal trainer, physical trainer, whatever it is, even vets. It's your sixth house. But this sixth house is really your routines, your lifestyle, everyday activities. Okay? Even family. Now, fixed signs, that would be Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, and Aries, Gemini, and Virgo will feel this the most. Planets, if you know your birth chart, if you have any planets between 10 to 16 degrees in any of the fixed signs, you will feel it. And what I was going to say is that Mercury is opposite Juno this day. All right? Keep that in mind. Again, something here where it's almost like there's some lesson that needs to be learned, or you need to teach someone a lesson, but diplomatically. Okay? All right. Now, 17th, 18th, and I say that because it's depending on where you live. Remember, this is happening around midnight. A lot of these aspects happen right at midnight. Around that time, you got the Uranus kazimi. Now, unless you live for the next 84 years, this is the last Sun conjunct Uranus in Taurus in our lifetime. This is the last one that we've had this since 2018. Wow. So, Pisces, since 2018, did you have any shakeups? Did you have any things happen with family? With travel? With short distance travel? With learning things, education or communication, contract agreements, PR, marketing, advertising, all that third house activity? That's where this was. Contract, all that. That's what was happening. Now remember, Uranus is only here for 1 more month, 2 more months. Okay, remember, finally leaving Gemini, where Uranus does 1 million times better. Uranus is pretty much detriment in Taurus, and so there's the last one. Celebrate. Okay, now this Uranus kazimi, it is in your third house. So first of all, it's unpredictable. It's very unpredictable what could happen. But it's also stimulating. This is more about your breakthroughs. This is more about you breaking things down for breakthroughs. And a lot of it may have to do with communication. Remember, it's in your third house. Everything that I mentioned, Uranus is asking you to shake things up. Uranus is the great awakener. This is an awakening. This is your freedom. Remember, do something different. Break from routine. Have your breakthrough. It can't, like I said, restless energy. Uranus is innovation and change, period. There's going to be change. But the change you want, you've got to use this. Don't let it use you. And with a Uranus kazimi, I think I told you in your last week's reading or your monthly forecast, think about every May since 2020. All right. That's when we've had the Uranus kazimis and Taurus. Now,
sudden, unexpected change, very possible. And it can be something with communication, something you hear on an announcement, or you announcing something. All right? You doing the mic drop. Uranus kazimi can be the Tower card or the Wheel of Fortune. What vibration will you be at? Which card do you want? And nothing's wrong with the Tower card. Remember, I said this happened during the full moon in Scorpio, which is with the Mercury, it's very like burn it down, build it up. All right. So anyway, just know it can be subtle. It can be big. You just never know with Uranus. It's just asking you, it's saying, hey, we're overdue. We're overdue for a shakeup. All right. Let's use it down. It's at 27 degrees. And actually, that's great. And remember what I said, that could be a windfall. It could be, remember, there's going to be something you may hear around this time. There's all this money stuff happening this week. It could be it's just something there. There's something there. Yeah? Signing a contract that has a lot of money attached to it. They're just, you never know. Here's the other thing. I don't know your birth charts. Every Pisces is different. You're all going to feel it differently. Here's the thing. It's at 27 degrees. Yeah, that's right. I'm losing my voice. It's at 27 degrees, a Gemini degree. We all know about 27. Okay, this is great. Oh, first of all, it's a 9. Told you we are in the year of 9. We all know about 9, but the degree of communication. What are the chances? It's happening in your third house of communication. The degree of curiosity. Remember, shake things up. Be curious about something new. The degree of learning. What did I say about your third house? About teaching, learning things. The degree of being open to new experiences. All right? So, please, the fact that it's happening with Jupiter's in Gemini. Look at all this Jupiter. We'll talk about it in a second. But B, this is why there's a great chance it's you that's going to shake things up. Okay? Remember, you're in the window of Venus trine Mars. You got Venus in Aries in your second house of money. I mean, you're in the window of it now. It's going to happen next week, but you're in the window of it. And everyday activities. Now, Jupiter squaring the nodes. This is big for you. Remember, Jupiter is your traditional ruler, and then you've got the North Node in your sign, South Node in Virgo, right? So Jupiter, Jove, king of the gods, optimism, always squeezes something good out of an aspect. And so this actually, sure, it's a square, but it's actually good. It's actually good because this is this great fated opportunity that has this potential for something to go big or to expand or have luck around and fortune. That's what Jupiter is. And for you, very likely changing your perspective on something, Now, remember, I said you're going to you'll feel this in the beginning of May. So you're already feeling it. This is the hot spot. It's a money shot. And then, even weeks after. So a lot of y'all it's already happened. And you're in your expanding phase. A lot of y'all, it's going to happen right at this date. You'll feel it for the next 2 weeks, but put yourself out there. It's the karmic node of fate with a planet of luck and wisdom and growth and expansion. Remember, Jupiter is also faith. All right? And you've got Jupiter, sextile Chiron. We spoke about this. This is just working on your chakras, those deep inner, the healing for the deep wounds, right? Those old wounds. So you're doing a lot of healing this week. All right? With Pluto retrograde and the full, like everything. And so it's with Jupiter. This is amazing. So Chiron being in Aries, where you've got Saturn, Neptune, Ceres very soon, Saturn very soon. You got Venus here. You got a lot in Aries. So a lot of y'all already have your mind on money, income, salary, finances. A lot of y'all are changing jobs. Clear as day. Look at what's happening for you this week, right? I already told you the moon's going to be in Sagittarius this week. If I didn't, it is. That's your 10th house of career. You got Mars and Leo in your 6th house of work. If you're not here for career, just whatever you want to be known for or your biggest passion, where you want to expend that energy. Yeah. But remember, if you're not here for money at all, second house is self-worth and self-value. Now, last thing I'm going to tell you is that when Jupiter is sextile Chiron, which is where you have those wounds, okay, where you feel the most vulnerable when it comes to making money, earning money, feeling that sense of self-worth and self-value, that's the second house. Yeah. Material possessions as well, things that you desire, things that you, right? What makes your heart sing? But there's something here. Remember, you got Pluto in Aquarius retrograde in your 12th house. There's likely something here for you, Pisces, where it's going to be, I am healing this old wound where I wasn't giving myself enough credit. And now I know that I'm worth this much and I will not take anything less, right? It's that type of energy. Yeah. Remember, Pluto in Aquarius in your 12th house is self-sabotage. You want to remove anything that has been blocking you, but maybe subconsciously. So anyway, I'm just going to let you know, Eris is Mars' sister, right on Chiron. We'll talk about it in the second spread. So anyway, I think the biggest thing for you, just to close this out, well, first of all signs will feel this day immensely. All the modalities are activated, but just the Uranus kazimi alone, it's the fixed signs, and that will feel it the most. And if you know your chart, if you have planets between 24 to 29 degrees in any of the fixed signs, or Pisces or Virgo, or 0 to 5 degrees of Aquarius or Aries, you will feel this the most. What I was going to tell you is that I'm very excited for you, and I want you to do that healing. And I know it's not easy sometimes, and I know it can be hard doing that shadow work, right? Confronting those parts of ourselves that they're hidden for a reason. But again, what's happening for you is it is truly once in a lifetime, and there's so much happening for you, moving you in this direction that you will not even recognize yourself. By the time we get to summer, it's amazing. You know, you're my secret crush. So I always go a little more, but just know that, okay? And it will require some of that healing, and for that inner transformation. Remember, the Saturn sextile Uranus, basically all year, they're here helping you in a really big way. Okay? Really, 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 really big way. Anyway, you're great. Pisces, let's get to it. Oh, not on the whiteboard, too, is the moon conjuncting Pluto on Sunday. Yeah, that's good. That's going to be a thing Sunday, around Sunday night. Yeah. We'll talk about it in the second spread. Pisces, let's get to it. Let's see what's going on for you for May 12th to the 18th for Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. All right, Pisces. Oh, all right. So Pisces. Oh, what am I doing with? Okay, let's do it. Pisces. How are y'all doing? Pisces, y'all are amazing. Oh, by the way, I finally finished. So I'm very excited to announce that I finally updated the designs in my merch store. It took me about a year. I know. I'm a one-man team, though. But my friend did the designs. And so I love them. It's, and it's all based on your comments. So there's those mugs, you're good, and I claim it, all of that, right? T-shirts and tote bags, things like that. I'm very excited that it's done. Pisces, I do a traditional culture craft spread. It offers the best overview. If we need to pull clarifiers, you know that we will. Secondly, you know I love you. Look at my new Venus flat trap. Let's get started. You got things to work on. There's going to be, you know what? There's going to be some shifts here. Very interesting. Got to be some shifts. There's going to be big change. Let's get started. You got the Wheel of Fortune. What'd I say about this week? What I say about this week? And you just got it. So as you move into this week, I intuitively feel that a lot of y'all have already begun. There's something, there's something. You're like, new path. I got to change this. I'm shaking this up. This is making me restless. I got to change this. But either way, this is a Wheel of Fortune. Hey, it's a 10. 1, 0 equals 1. This is a new path. Fate, a new path. It's the Wheel of Fortune. This card is attributed to Jupiter. All right. So luck, abundance, all of that. This is amazing. That wheel, by the way, constantly turning. Remember, this is highly associated with karma, the Wheel of Fortune. Working with, you've got Saturn in your sign. So that makes sense. You got the north node side. That makes sense. So when you're vibrating at that high frequency, there you go. We go through karmic cycles. Amazing. A lot of y'all are going to move into that this week, where there is this new path. Now, as you move into it, you want to keep looking forward, because you got the 5 of Cups, a card that is attributed to Scorpio during the full moon in Scorpio. And so there's something here. This is all about doing some emotional healing. And you see him looking over the spilled cups. They're spilled. You can't drink that wine off the ground. You can't. Nobody. If you spilled a bottle of wine in real life, are you going to just stand there and look at? No, you got to move forward, especially when you got 2 full cups behind you. So it's all about, like, again, what did I say? Out with the old, in with the new. Out with the old. Out with the old. We've got to let things go. Okay? There's something here where it's like, we can't hold on to that energy anymore. You're moving into this new phase in your life. New era. I just said this is a once in a lifetime for Pisces. All right. So, I'm going to clarify that because I feel like it's you. Let's do it now. It's you. Okay. And when I say it's you, sometimes it's you that kicked over the cups. Okay? You're like, this isn't working. Right? And so, yeah. But if you're going to do that, do it with confidence. Yeah? Do it with confidence. Because this is someone who kicked over the cups, and now he's like, I regret that. No. Do it with confidence if you're going to, right? So whatever you're letting go, this is why I say you got to trust your intuition. Okay? But for a lot of y'all, yeah, there may be circumstances that are unexpected that happens, and it may be the ending of something and you can't let it go. But again, 2 full cups behind you. Look at that. You pick up those cups, you cross the bridge, you go home in your mansion castle, get in your water bed, whatever you do, whatever makes you happy. That's moving forward. You see the water literally under the bridge. So we've got to let that go, because you got opportunities behind you that you can't even see when you look to the past. Okay? Clarify the Chariot. This is someone who's moving forward. He's not looking back. This is someone who's learned a lot on his journey, and he's using it to empower himself, not looking back, to empower himself, moving forward towards his hopes, his wishes, his dreams. You even see the stars in his canopy. You see I want to show you something else. Look at his chariot. He's literally sitting in cement. He's not going back. He's not going back. This is willpower. This is confidence. This is saying, I'm taking life by the, yeah? And look, I'm going to show you something here. You see the Sphinx on top of the Wheel of Fortune? You see that he's in control of them? The 2 here? We're talking about dualities here, right? It could even be 2 opportunities. Whatever the case, it doesn't matter. I said you are in control of your reality the way that he is. There are no reins. You see that? There's no reins here. How is he controlling them? Up here. Mind over matter. Okay. That willpower. You got the Page of Pentacles in your challenge area. That may be the thing, is that there could have been something that maybe you hired someone, got with someone to do something. It just did not go the way that you wanted to. That could have been the unexpected thing. It could have been something you were launching. It could have been a new job. It could have been something that you were expecting that didn't come through yet. Keyword is yet. It's a weekly reading, right? So remember, let's continue to move forward, okay? To all the possibilities in front of you, all right? Secondly, yeah, there could be a little bit of you where it's like, amazing new opportunity came through, but it's hard for me to, get like strapped in because I got to leave all this behind. You got to trust your intuition and what you want, all right? And so that could just be a little bit rocky if there is something that you're new that you're starting. If you keep holding on to the past, okay? It's like if you, for instance, started a new job, or you're starting a new job, but you keep comparing everything to your old job, that's not going to move you far. You know what I mean? Like, well, our coffee maker used to be, we had this, and at the old office, Patty and I would get by the water cooler. Y'all don't even have a water cooler. Things like that. Like, we got to, adjust and evolve. King of Swords, you're going to be fine with that, and the Six of Cups and the root of your spread. It's just, as long as you move forward, this is powerful. Yeah. King of Swords in your crown. When we talk about the crown, we're talking about that divine. Remember, the crown chakra, right? You got the King of Swords, who's Aquarius. Remember, you got Pluto and Aquarius in your 12th house. Perfect. Amazing. Make great decisions. Merge the physical mind with the higher mind. Boom. Power, authority, okay? Just be mindful. Remember what I said, with a week like this, when you got your third house activated, be mindful about the way that you speak, because he's powerful. He can be forceful. He can be intimidating. He's ready to strike. You see his sword is tilted. He's ready to take action, but use it in a good way, all right? Now, Six of Cups, root of your spread. There's something, it explains that Five of Cups, right? You see you got the Five of Cups and the Six of Cups. I think that happened in your last week's reading with a different. Anyway, very interesting. Interestingly, the Six of Cups has to do with the past. It has to do with the past, with nostalgia. But you see how it's in this wonderful way. It's this innocence. It's like, I don't have to worry about anything. I did move forward, and look at what that brought me. So, the past and history, two separate things, right? You can use nostalgia. Nostalgia is proven to improve mental health and wellness and well-being, all of that. All right. And so there could be something here that just fills you with a lot of joy. This is also like tapping into your inner child. And so there is this, wonderful spirit that's coming through in your spread that's fueling you. So let that fuel you. This is the biggest house in tarot, indicating comfort, security. You're protected. You're fine. You're good. You're good. So you got to feel that. You got to know it. Okay? Feel that. Even that deep emotion that's fueling you moving forward. You got the Eight of Pentacles in your future. There you go. That's building your legacy. That's being that. Remember, I talked about that 22 degree, that builder degree. You got that Eight of Pentacles here in your future. That's really wonderful. That's great. So looks really great to me. Just let's not, it's out with the old, in with the new. Eight of Pentacles moving forward toward your legacy, your goals, your vision, everything that you want, especially with work and money and finances. I said finance is going to be a big thing this week, okay? Whatever it is, Pentacles are your physical reality too. Can be a relationship. In fact, Eight of Pentacles is Virgo, right? Remember, Virgo rules your 7th house of partnerships and relationships, but also legal matters, contracts, and marriage, and your physical world. Pisces, y'all are amazing. Y'all crack me up. Listen, I do a, no, wait, where am I? Oh, if you like this reading, would be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments, tell me what's going on. I want to hear from you. I love y'all. Okay, you get one of these. You get the owl.
Did we ever figure out who these people were? Did I ask y'all last week? Who are these? I have no idea who these people. I tell you, I'm part of a sticker club. I got all these. I have all these stickers. Anyway, you're good. How funny. How funny that I said Uranus kazimi can be a Tower moment or a Wheel of Fortune moment, and you're the only sign so far that's gotten both. Interesting. Now, look at this. Look at what's happening here. Can you believe what you see? Can you believe this? A lot of y'all, let me just tell you, a lot of y'all, remember what I said earlier about this? Let's burn it down, build it up. I'm kicking this. I'm kicking these over. But you got to have that confidence, okay? Not to the point where you're like, I don't know if that was right. You got to be trusting your intuition. This, look at your entire spread here. It's telling me that's what you wanted. You wanted to, there was something you just wanted, you needed to like burn it down, build it up. This is the best thing for you, actually. Okay? Now, yes, again, for some of y'all, maybe something unexpected that happens where you're like, you got the Chariot clarifying it. Whoosh. It happened. Don't hold on to it. Don't let it. That's that stuck low energy frequency, right? Heal from it. Trust your intuition. Feel empowered. Say, this happened, but I'm not going to get stuck here. Okay? I'm not going to get stuck in April 28th, 2025. Like, whatever day it is. Because you got the Empress. You got the Empress, who is, first of all, a goddess. Okay? So you're already good. This is super conscious love. This is your soul glorified. This is the Empress. Anything she touches turns to gold. This is amazing. This is abundance. You see the symbol of Venus in her stone-shaped heart. Love, relationships, money. What I say the themes of this week were. Yeah? You got someone opening doors for you or someone coming into your life. A lot of abundance. It's infectious what you're going to feel. It's infectious because I'm not even there yet. But birth of new things. Keep that in mind, okay? Because it's all about creation here with the Empress. The pomegranates all over her gown. I can't even pick the card up, but fertility and growth and all of that. You got what I'm saying. All right. So it can be creative projects. It can be love. It can be relationships. Wherever you put that energy, it's abundance. It can be money. It's there. You work hard for that. Someone's going to reckon it. Someone's going to see that. Someone's open doors for you. It may be someone that you already know that is going to expand your world in some way. All right. Like a partner or something like that. You got the 9 of Wands here. Yeah. Hang in there. You're going to be fine. Just don't, that's the don't give up card, right? Whatever your passions are, that's all it's saying. Hang in there. You're doing a great job. Because look at what you got in the end. Whatever you wished for, you got it. You got the 9 of Cups, the Witch Comes True card. I mean, you're good. And you see him sitting there like a genie in a bottle anyway. But this is someone who's proud of himself. Look at the cups. It's as if they're trophies that he's proud to show you. You're going to be very proud. There's going to be something really wonderful that you can expect, and this is your card, Pisces card. Yeah, you're good. There's going to be something that changes. Okay. But just don't hold on to the past. Pisces, you're amazing. If you like this reading, it would be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments, tell me what's going on. Yeah, second spread. Oh my goodness. You see I got 2 decks out. We're going to do a spread just on that full moon in Scorpio. We're going to isolate that. Then we're going to do another spread. We're going to pull some cards on. I'm going to tell you about the asteroids, planetoids. We do have an amazing golden triangle that I didn't get to talk about yet. It's gonna be big. There's stuff happening here. But just remember, there's a lot of things working toward your hopes and wishes and dreams with all that Saturn energy, the 22-degree, and then the moon in Capricorn over the weekend. Remember, Capricorn rules your 11th house of your hopes, your wishes, your future dreams, your goals, because Capricorn is Saturn ruled. What is Saturn?
long-term commitments, your long-term goals, your long-term dreams. You're amazing, Pisces. Next week, we'll dive deep into Venus and Mars, Sun, sextile Saturn. We have so much happening this month. So many exciting things. I'll see you next week. Thanks so much. Thanks so much. Okay. And tier 3 members, do you know where to find the link? Anyone's welcome to join. We have a lot of fun. Pisces, y'all crack me up. All right. I'm going to let you go. All right. I'm just really happy for you. All right. Thanks so much. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.